Okay, so the left one is the one that's working right now. Okay.
Okay, can you guys hear me online, friends online? Good morning.
Okay, so those are teaching. Make sure that those online can see you. So moving the computer as need be. So it's more for Melissa.
Can you guys see me okay?
Okay, coming back.
Oh, good morning. Let's all just take a minute to arrive on our mat. Let's open our class today with a single alt. Hands to heart center, eyes closed or soften. Just take a deep breath in and out. Let it all go. Inhale to prepare. Oh. Welcome to your Saturday sadhana. My name is Andrea. I have been working for myself on the concept of Santosha throughout my 200-hour and 300-hour training. Acceptance equals ultimate freedom. And how hard is it to accept some of the things that are going on in our lives and in our world? And yet those are the things that we are challenged to accept the most, to go in and find that truth and wisdom within ourselves. I was actually woke up this morning thinking about this incredible story of my friend from Alaska when I was up there. And they hunt up there, you know, they do sustenance fishing and eating and hunting they eat off of that food. So one moose would feed a family of 5 for an entire year. So Chad and John are best friends and they're out hunting in the remote woods of Alaska. And they've been out there their entire lives doing this hunting. And this year was different. And it happened to be in a place this happened right in a place where I was with them actually like 2 years before. John was going out on a hunt and they were together like scouting through the woods. And John came up on a fresh bear kill site. And before you knew it, the bear turned around and he was attacking John. He grabbed him by the leg and was gnawing on his back and throwing him in the air. He tried to shoot at the bear, but he couldn't kill it. It didn't work. And, you know, he's just being eaten by a bear. Chad heard him. Oh.
No. Leave it there. I'm just moving the mic.
Oh, you're good. Chad heard the commotion and he ran to save his friend and was able to kill the bear. It was either John or the bear, his best friend or the bear. So they're way out in the tundra, like completely off the road system. They got there by a boat. They're just completely like, there's nothing that they can do. So Chad threw him over his shoulder and dragged him back to the river where he got on the boat. He left him there. He put the tourniquets on, made him as warm as he could, got back to the camp where his mom was, who's a trained nurse, and then brought him back. Luckily, they had a satellite phone. It was the first year that they had one. So they were able to radio for help. And by the time Chad was leaving back to go get John, they heard word that the Coast Guard was coming. The Coast Guard arrived 7 hours later. I'm getting tingles thinking about that, right? Because how can you surrender in these situations in our lives where there is nothing that you can do? They literally just had to accept the fate of whatever was going to happen. So I just want to challenge you all to think about, what are the bears in your life? The thoughts are the bears, right? The negative thoughts are the bears. The challenges we face in relationships and family and community. But like, think about, what is that bear that's attacking you? And it doesn't always have to be so extreme. I'm taking it to the extreme, right? But those our negative thoughts are doing the exact same thing that bear did to John, almost killed him. And we just don't see that effect right away. So I really woke up with that story on my heart today. And, you know, long story short, he got out of there and he's fine today. I just saw that he was out doing their commercial fishing. So he's all fine. But I just thought about what it must have been like to be sitting there for those 7 hours, just waiting. But how do we accept things? With community, right? He had support. They built a fire. They did the things that they could do to support themselves. And then faith, right? The faith, I think, in God and in the universe or whatever your faith is that brought them through. So just remember like that light of your soul and who you are. Okay. Which brings us to the Gayatri mantra. And I was going to bring my ukulele, but I'm filling in, so we'll just do it normal. The Gayatri mantra is a verse from the Rig Veda, and it's one of the oldest living mantras. It harnesses the light to help you overcome obstacles. So when you find yourself faced with a bear, you can tap into the Gayatri mantra. Okay. So the first round, I'll just sing so you can hear me get the rhythm of it. And we'll do this chant 6 times total once you jump in. So I'll sing it and then we'll do 6 times together. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. Thank you for being here. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. We wing it. We face our bears. So just take a couple deep breaths, ground your energy. Mostly talking to myself. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Last time. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Just allow the light of this mantra to help you dissolve the obstacles in your life and just come to a sense of acceptance about who you are and where you are. And see if you can just surrender to be okay today. Okay, when you're ready, find some gentle movements and come to your mat. Let's begin in child's pose. Big toes together, knees come wide, forehead to the floor. You can rock your forehead back and forth and give your third eye a gentle massage. You can fire up your ujjayi breathing, begin to move some energy and warm the body, focus the mind. And then when you're ready, inhale up to tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And at your own pace, begin to move through some cat-cows. Inhale, cat, cow, exhale, cat. Sorry, I mix those up, you guys, all the time. Go ahead and move through those and any organic movements you need. We're going to be moving into our Nauli Kriya. So I really want you to focus on your belly, opening up your ribs, just finding some gentle movements to prepare for this practice. And whenever you guys feel like you've had enough of that movement, you can come up to standing. There is an option to do it from the floor, but I'll teach you standing and then we can do the modification. Okay. Okay, Nauli Kriya. This is so fun. It's like an abdominal massage. It's like gonna rinse the inside of your body and all of your energy. It's really cool. There are some contraindications. So if you're pregnant, high blood pressure, glaucoma, any recent abdominal surgeries, please refrain from this. Let me know. We can give you an option. This looks really funny, but it's really fun. So what you're going to do, this is the only time in yoga that anyone's ever going to tell you to relax your spine completely, don't use it at all, and let your belly hang loose. But your arms will be your spine. So your legs come wide, hands come to knees, come to kind of a squat, so where you can really support your body. Can you guys see me online? Yeah, okay. Arms are your spine. Okay, good job. That's the first part. And then just let your belly hang out super loose. And feel that gravity just pull your tummy down. So that's the stance that we'll be in. And then what we'll do is pull Uddiyana Bandha. And the way we do that is that you take a deep breath in, then you exhale. And then the next time you inhale, you're going to pretend like you're sucking through a straw, but don't actually inhale. And that will create a suction vacuum in your stomach. Is everyone kind of feeling that? Okay, awesome. And then the next step, some people, and don't, if you can't get this suction step, that's okay. It takes people years and years to even get that step. So just be perfectly comfortable with where you are. Lean into your santosha with wherever you're at in the process. The next step from the suction would be pumping. So take a deep breath in and then out and then suck in, but without sucking in. Then you can begin to pump your abdomen back and forth. You want to get a full contraction and relaxation in the belly. That's kind of the most important part. I mean, think about pushing all of your organs. You're pushing your liver and your pancreas. You're getting things moving through your bowels, poop unstuck. Isn't that good? And we hold emotions in our bellies. So you might feel emotional. You might poop after this. Like, things are okay. We want to eliminate this stuff. How's everyone doing with the pumping? You guys doing good online? Hi, Melissa. Yep. And then when you're done, you come up, you stand up and take a deep breath in, reset yourself before you go back into the practice. Hannah's doing a really amazing option. That's what I was going to tell you. The modification, you can actually do it from your hands and knees. Sometimes people find that easier, so it's fun to kind of play around with, whatever feels best for you. Sometimes that gravity, if you have a hard time letting your belly loose, being down on the floor might help you more with gravity. And then once you have the pump down, if that's where you're at, you just stay right there. That's beautiful. But once you have the pump down, do as many as you can. Then the next step is to create a reed. So you'll actually do the Uddiyana Bandha, pull it in, you'll suck in, you'll have a reed in your belly. Does anyone have the read? Okay, that's all right. Oh yeah, look guys, Sam has the read. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, don't forget to breathe in. Don't forget to breathe. Come up and like take breaks in between. Take as much time, like reset your breath in between.
You pass out and then you'll breathe again.
Yeah. Yeah, if you feel dizzy, please stop. And then the next step would be you shift your read to the right and then to the left. And then, you know, I've seen Caleb do this and I'm blinking. Bryce. I've seen Bryce do this where he takes it and he can turn it clockwise and counterclockwise with the reed. So that's where you're headed, but be comfortable where you are. We've got about 2 more minutes of this before we move into our asana practice. So really get a couple of good, healthy rounds of this in. I'm going to do it with you guys. Nice. Good job. Good job, Tiffany. Does anyone want me to look at their belly? I'm looking at your belly. Let's see. Let's see. You got the read. Sam, can you try to move it? Nice pumping. Yeah, think about what this does to your digestion, you guys. Yeah, it's dancing read. Oh gosh.
From side to side.
Oh, it should have taken you guys over there. Sorry, but it's dancing. Her belly's dancing so good.
It's belly dancing.
It's belly dancing, but Nali Kriya belly dancing. Like it's belly dancing extraordinaire. Okay, awesome. All right. Does everyone feel complete with their Nali Kriya? Okay. Go ahead and yeah, that is exactly what should happen. Maybe. All right. Chris can come down to child's pose and Hannah will lead us through our asana portion of the practice today.
Good morning. Can everyone online hear me? We switched microphones to check. Thank you. Alrighty. If people can bear with me, I'm not used to playing music. I forgot my phone. I do apologize for bringing any chaotic rushed energy in the beginning. I do believe our Om nicely reset us. Are you connecting a pair of headphones? Yes, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try out my music because I have never connected it. If everyone can just bear with to make sure we can hear it. I don't hear anything. Do people hear anything?
Is your volume all the way up?
It is. Ah ha ha! Surprise! If everyone can go ahead and come on to their mat, we are going to begin practice today in a hero's pose. If hero's pose is not available in your body, please respect yourself and where you are at practicing our Santosha. You can use any props you may need, taking your legs about hip width distance, knees track forward. Sit your hips down onto your heels. I like to have a block under my glutes in hero's pose to make it more accessible for me. We're going to engage our Ujjayi breath. It's an inhale through the nose, an exhale through the nose with a slight restriction in the back of your throat. It's a sensation equatable to like fogging up a mirror. Go ahead and bring your eyes to a close or a soft gaze. Bring back your theme of Santosha. Can you connect this to your Sankalpa? Repeat your Sankalpa to yourself now, one time. You are welcome to leave your eyes closed or at a soft gaze, or you can flutter them open. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale as you bring your chin up and gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin comes down. Move with your breath. Connect the movement to the inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, open the front part of your neck. Exhale, open the back part. Coming back to a neutral neck. Reset your shoulders if they've creeped up. Inhale together. Exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over your right. The movement comes in your neck. Rotation should not be coming from your spine. Try to keep that neutral. One last time, both directions. Inhale to center. Exhale, gaze over your shoulder. When you are ready, find a tabletop position. Wrists are under shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. Find a neutral spine. Gaze at the top of your mat. Mari and I will be going around with adjustments today. If for any reason you do not want to be touched, go ahead and raise your hand up tall for us so we can respect your space. Know that this consent is ongoing. So if at any time you change your mind, you can wave us off. Find some cat-cows with your breath. I know we've been there. Inhale, find cow. Exhale, cat. Child's pose or any other seated position is available to you. This is your practice. Coming to reflection of Santosha. Meet yourself where you are at and see if you can find acceptance with meeting yourself there. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Hands are one hand print forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, exhale, downward facing dog. Find length in your spine. Bend your knees. Length from your tailbone to your hands and your tailbone to your toes. Continue to breathe with that Ujjayi breath. Build tapas. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, slowly walk your feet to your hands, forward fold. Find a generous bend in your knees here. Find any movement that's calling to you this morning. Maybe you take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Maybe you sway from side to side. Maybe you take a bind behind your lower back with your hands and let your shoulders drop up and open. Wherever you are, let the crown of your head shine down. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Release your hands if they're bound behind you. On your next inhale, slowly rise up your spine. One vertebrae at a time, find Tadasana. Root into all four corners of your feet. Engage your quads, engage your glutes. Shoulders draw down and away from your ears. We are going to take a few stretches here in Tadasana, so bring your hands. If available, take a bind behind your back, moving them to your right hip. If this isn't available to you, just bring your right hand to your right hip and your left arm works towards that direction. Inhale, root into your feet. Exhale, ear to shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Switch the hands to your left hip. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to center. Switch hands. Exhale, ear to shoulder. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, ear to shoulder. One last time, both directions. Exhale, ear to shoulder. Inhale, center. Keep those hips as square as you can. Don't move from side to side. The stretch is along our spine. Releasing your hands, come to a Tadasana position. Inhale, extended mountain, arms overhead, palms shine inwards, shoulders away from ears. Continue to breathe. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, hands through heart center, bend your knees. Inhale, standing halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Find a number 7 with your back. Hands come to your thighs or your shins, avoid your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain, arms overhead, palms rotate inwards. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees. Weight is forward. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades, warm up your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain, arms overhead, palms shine inwards. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Weight is forward. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Find a high plank position. Stay here a moment. Spread your fingertips. Press the ground away from you. Navel is drawing towards your spine. Root into your heels. Press them backwards. Keep a neutral neck gaze at the top corner of your mat. Top edge. Exhale with control. Lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Hands stay hugged in next to your ribs. Forehead or chin comes to the mat. Untuck your toes, top of the feet on the mat. Setting up for baby cobra. Inhale, lift your chest, broaden through your collarbones. Press your legs into the mat. Exhale, lower. Find downward facing dog. You do have some options for a vinyasa or your half series. If you want to come to your knees, I will demonstrate those options. You can do what we just did, which is from a high plank, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, little to no weight in your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Another option is from a high plank. Know that you can always take this from your knees. From a high plank, you will rock forward, lower down no more than halfway with your arms. For a low plank, flick to the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other option from a high plank. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Alrighty, everybody meet back in downward facing dog for me. Bend those knees, press your heels down. They may be lifted off the mat. They might be touching the mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Sit your hips down and back. Legs are hip width distance or together. Arms are overhead or at heart center. Engage your quads, engage your glutes. Knees track in the same direction as your toes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Find length in your spine, neutral neck. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Three-legged down dog. Square your hips, square your shoulders, press into your hands evenly. Press the heel of the standing leg down. Flex your feet. Imagine you're pressing into a wall with your heel. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. High plank. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow. Come across the body, build tapas. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot between your hands, low lunge. Ankle is under your knee, protect your joints. Broaden through your collarbones. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, crescent lunge. If you are a little wobbly, you can take a wider stance with your feet. Your back leg is can be lifted or down. Slight bend in that back leg. Back heel is lifted up. Arms overhead or at heart center. Inhale, find length. Exhale, open twist to the right. One arm forward, one arm back. Keep those hips as square to the front of the mat as you can. With every inhale, find length. With every exhale, you'll deepen that twist. Practicing Santosha. Where are you at right now? Inhale, crescent lunge. Open up, warrior two, spin the back heel down. Back foot, is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Front knee tracks in the same direction as your front three toes. Gaze over your front three middle fingers, shoulders over hips. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. One arm down, one arm up. Find length in both of your side bodies. Your front arm can help track your front knee out, or it can come to forearm resting on the shin. Nope, that's not your shin. Bye. Inhale, reverse warrior. Find length in your front side body. Back arm can take a bind behind your back, or it can come down along your back leg. Tuck your arms forward, plant them on the ground. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take that on the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Three-legged down dog. Square your hips. Square your shoulders. Flex the foot of the lifted leg. Imagine you're pressing into a wall behind you. Spread those fingertips. Exhale, left knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow. Inhale, extend that leg. Exhale, left foot between your hands, low lunge. Ankle under your knee to protect your joints. Broaden through your collarbones. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your chest. Back leg can be dropped or lifted. Slight bend in your back leg. Front knee tracks in the same direction as your front three toes. Generous bend. Exhale, open up to the left, open twist. One arm forward, one arm back. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat. With every inhale, find length. Push the crown of your head up. With every exhale, deepen your twist. Inhale, crescent. Spin the back heel down, warrior two. Press into the pinky toe edge of your back foot. Front knee tracks in the same direction as your front three toes. Gaze over your front three middle fingers, shoulders over hips. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Front arm down, back arm up. Find length in both of your side bodies. Gaze can be up or down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Back arm again can take a bind or come along that back leg. This is a stretch along the front of your side body, not a back bend. Exhale, tick-tock your arms down, plant them on the ground. Find your vinyasa, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Move with your breath. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Extend the leg. Exhale, right foot between your hands, low lunge. Ankle underneath. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your torso. Exhale, open up to the right. Open twist. Inhale, crescent. Open up, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Exhale, extended side angle. Find length in both of your side bodies. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, tick-tock your arms, plant them on the ground. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flip between hands, low lunge. Bring your ankle under your knee, protect your joints. Inhale, crescent. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Exhale, open up to a twist to the left. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, inhale, warrior two. Excuse me, I was in your way. Exhale, extended side angle. Find length in both of your side bodies. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, tick-tock your arms down, plant them on the ground. Run through your vinyasa. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Everyone can come to a knee. How is everyone doing today? Feeling all right? If you need some water, go ahead and take it. Hopefully we're feeling tapas being built. I'm working through Santosha this morning, being thrown into a new theme. It's been really fun. And I needed to hear Santosha, so I'm appreciating the theme. When you guys are ready, we're moving into core. So when you're ready is more than fine. We are going to find a high plank position. You can always take a high plank from your knees. There. Once you find that high plank, engage your core. Keep your neck relaxed. Gaze at the top of your mat. Bringing your left hand in front of your face and forward slightly. Root into your left hand. Open up for a side plank to the right. You can bring your right hand to your hip or up above. Feet are stacked or staggered, or you can kickstand your bottom leg. Find a grounding here, and then take your top leg and pump it. We're working to support ourselves so that we can find Santosha, opening that hip, serving ourselves for pranayama and meditation later. On your next exhale, come back to a high plank. If you need to reset by going down to the belly, taking a cobra, you are welcome to. And then find yourself back in a high plank, bringing your right hand in front of your face and forward slightly. Open up to a side plank to the left. Feet are stacked or staggered, or kickstand your bottom leg. Once you are grounded here, start to pump that top leg up and down. Don't forget to breathe, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose with a slight restriction in the back of your throat. With every inhale, lift those hips a little bit higher. Press the ground away from you. Exhale, high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Roll over like a fish to your back, or whatever animal you want to be. Roly-poly. Setting up for bridge, bring your knees high, legs are hip-width distance, heels go as close to glutes as possible. Hands are down beside your hips, maybe your fingertips graze your heels, maybe they don't. It's important to keep a neutral neck, drishti towards the ceiling, do not look from side to side. Inhale, lift your hips. Press your feet down and forward. Engage your inner thighs. Squeeze my legs, good adjustment. Continue to breathe with every inhale. Lift your hips a little higher. Exhale, lower down with control. Everyone's doing an awesome job. When you're ready, go ahead and come to a downward facing dog. I myself am going to get some water so I don't sound like a horse person. Keep talking. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to hands, forward, fold. Relax the jaw. Inhale, standing halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Sit hips down and back. Engage your core. Tailbone is shining down and forward slightly. Arms are overhead or at heart center. Root into your left leg as your right leg comes up and over. For eagle, you can kickstand that leg. You can wrap it. You can place it on a block. Right arm comes under the left. Or you can take a yogi's hug. Elbows away from your chest, hands away from your face. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Find a drishti, single point of focus. Inhale, extended mountain. Shake it out. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hands come to thighs or shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Sit those hips down and back. Feel your glutes engaging. Quads are strong. Root into your feet. Root into that right leg now. Left leg comes up and over, setting up for eagle this direction. Leg can wrap, it can kickstand, it can come to a block. Your left arm comes under right, or you can take a yogi's hug. Elbows away from your chest, hands away from your face. Exhale, sink one little bit deeper. Inhale, extended mountain, arms overhead, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Resetting our feet when you get there to about as wide as your mat and take about a 45-degree angle, setting up for Malasana. Knees are going to track in the same direction as your feet as you exhale and sit your hips down. See as far as you come. Santosha. Maybe you are able to come all the way down with your glutes. Maybe you're not. Tailbone shines down, crown of the head up. Find a neutral spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe you take Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center, and you use your elbows to press those knees out. Broaden through your chest and collarbones. Option to take a balancing Malasana as well. I like to bring my hands to the mat and reset my feet to find that. Knees track wide. Keep a neutral spine. Can we keep building tapas and that fire to support us in being able to practice Santosha? Fight those bears. When you're ready, bring hands down to the mat. Reset, coming to a forward fold. When you are in a forward fold, bring your feet back to hip width distance or together. Inhale, standing halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Find a good base here. Front knee tracks in the same direction as your front three toes. Exhale, straighten your front knee. Inhale as you reach forward, both hips kick backward. Exhale, triangle.
Go for it. Whatever you're going to do.
Press into my hand. Press into the big toe mound of your front foot, pinky toe edge of the back foot. Inhale, 5-pointed star, lift your torso. Reset your feet to be parallel with the short edge of your mat. You are setting up for a wide-legged forward fold, so you can take your legs as wide as you may need or as close together. Hinging at your hips, bending your knees, exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Once you get there, shine the crown of your head down. placing your hands on the mat or two blocks. Bring that left hand down and in front of you as you open up to the right. Right hand can come to your hip. Maybe it shines up to the ceiling. Gaze follows. Keep the rotation in your spine. Try to keep those hips as square as possible. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Reset, find your center. Right hand roots down. Left hand comes up. Gaze follows. Left hand may come to your hip. Maybe it goes to the ceiling. Press into my hand. Keep pressing into your feet evenly. Exhale, back to a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, engage your core, lift your torso, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. Front knee tracks in the same direction as your front three toes. Dig into the pinky toe edge of that back foot. Set yourself here, find a good base. Exhale, straighten your front knee. Inhale, reach forward, kick your both hips back. One arm down, one arm back. Triangle. So sorry. Back arm up, front arm down. Press into my hand. Find length in both of your lower side bodies. Gaze can be up or down. Press into the pinky toe edge of your back foot, big toe mound of the front foot. Inhale, lift your torso, 5-pointed star. Have a little fun and jump your feet together, facing the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing halfway lift, serve your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing your knees wide, big toes together, find child's pose. Arms overhead. Sit your heels. No, you can't move those heels that way. Sit your hips down towards your heels. Arms are overhead. If you want to find a restorative child's pose, you are welcome to do so. For a restorative child's pose, arms are down by your hips. Knees are not as wide. Or maybe your hands come between your knees. How's that pressure, okay? More or less. Continue to breathe. Feel the ground beneath you. When you are ready, find a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Neutral spine, gaze at the top of your mat. Setting up for half moon from one knee. Inhale, lift your right leg. Root into your left hand, your left knee. Bring your right arm to your right hip and open that body, bringing your weight slowly to the left side. Maybe you open that right hand up to the ceiling. Gaze can be up or down. You can kickstand that left leg back a little if you are wobbly. Broaden through your collarbones. Find space between your shoulder blades. Activate that left leg. Exhale, bring your hand down. Find a neutral tabletop. Reset here a moment if you need to. Rock hips from side to side. Do what is calling to your spine. Maybe you need to stretch your wrists. You can always take fists to the mat. Getting ready to take half moon from one knee, other side. Lift your left leg on an inhale. Root into your right side, right hand, right knee. Find active engagement in that right leg. Left hand comes to your hip. And then maybe it opens up to the ceiling. Maybe it stays there. Gaze can be up or down. Continue to breathe. Spread the fingertips of that grounding hand. Broaden the collarbones. Space between your shoulder blades. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, come down to a tabletop with control. Hand first. Wiggle those hips if you need. Any movements you took last time, maybe you need them again, maybe you need different ones. Taking hands, one hand print forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your right foot, gaze towards the armpits of your left armpit. Squeeze me with your body. Square your shoulder blades, spread your fingertips. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips, right knee towards your right wrist. Setting up for half pigeon, your heel comes towards your hip or groin. Point your toes unless your front foot is parallel to the front of the mat. Flex those toes. Back leg tracks straight. Stay lifted up. Gaze over your right shoulder. Make sure your back leg is tracking straight. Hips are square to the front of the mat. If you would like to lower down, you can come to forearms. You can come to a block. You can stay lifted. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, bring weights back into your hands. Lift your torso. Meet your front leg with your back leg for a high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take one connecting breath here. Inhale all together. Exhale, flutter your lips, let it out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Square your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Flex the foot that is lifted. Gaze towards your right armpit. Press into your hands evenly. Squeeze me with your leg. Continue breathing. Root into the heel of that standing leg. Inhale, straighten your legs, stack, no, not stack your hips, even them out. Exhale, left knee towards your left wrist. Heel towards hip or groin, setting up for half pigeon this direction. Point to your front toes unless your leg is parallel to the front of the mat. Flex those toes. Back leg tracks straight. Gaze over your left shoulder to make sure that back leg is tracking straight all the way from hip to knee to foot. Stay lifted, square your hips to the front of the mat. Then if you want to lower down, go ahead. You can come to forearms. You can come to blocks. Know that you can always take blocks or a blanket to both hips. We can hold a lot in our hips. I don't think that's too new to anyone in this room. But remind yourself that that can happen. And we are not always symmetrical in where we hold things in our body. Can you keep practicing Santosha? Letting go of any judgments or expectations. Letting go if it feels completely different on this left side than it did on the right side. Your next inhale, bring weight back into your hands. Lift your chest. Right leg meets your left leg in a high plank. Stay here for one moment. Gauge your core as you lower all the way down to your belly. Setting up for locust. Legs are a little wider than hips. Hands come down beside the hips. Forehead or chin to the mat. If you would like to take bow, you are welcome to. Bow, you are going to kick your heels as close to your glutes as possible. Take a hold of the outside of your ankles. On your next inhale, lift your chest. Lift your arms and legs. If you're in bow, kick your feet into your hands. Pull your hands back, broaden through your chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. More or less pressure, okay. Continue to breathe. Exhale, release and lower. If you want to take one ear to the mat and windshield wiper your legs, you can. If you just want to hang out, I won't judge you. If you took one ear to the mat, go ahead and flip to the other ear. When you are ready, keep moving with intention. Find Dandasana, a seated position with legs out in front of you. Tall spine. Maybe you bring your hands down beside your hips to press into the ground and find length. Maybe your arms are tall and you lift yourself off. If that does happen, go ahead and bring hands overhead to find that length. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your chest over your legs. Maybe you take hold of your hands. Maybe you take hold of your ankles. If you have tight hamstrings like I do, you might need to bend your knees. And you have more or less pressure. Yeah, no, you're okay. Keep a neutral spine. Squeeze those shoulder blades together slightly. Inhale, lift your torso back up. On your next exhale, lower your back down to the mat. Release your Ujjayi breath here. You can come to a normal breathing pattern, but wherever you come to with breathing, keep breathing. Knees are tall, soles of the feet come to the mat, legs are hip width distance. Inhale, lift your right leg tall, bring your right ankle across to your left thigh, set up for figure 4 with your legs. You can stay here or you can weave your hands through, grabbing hold of your left hamstring and pulling that left leg closer to your chest. As you do that, keep your right knee tracking out away from your chest. Flex your feet. You can release your hands. Drop that left foot back down. Setting up for supine twist. You can keep your legs in a figure 4 position, dropping your knees to the left, gaze to the right. Keep your right shoulder blade on the mat. Or you can unwind your figure 4 legs and bring both knees together, dropping them both to the left. Really important to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. If you're struggling to do that, maybe you need to lift those knees further away from the ground on the left side. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Unwind figure 4 with your legs if you didn't already. Reset yourself. Figure 4 the other way. Left leg lifts high, left ankle over right thigh. Weave your hands between your legs. Take hold of your right hamstring if you want, or you can stay there. Left knee tracks away from your chest. Flex your feet. Release your right leg. Release your hands. Supine twist the other direction. You can keep figure 4 with your legs, or you can release the figure 4. Keep both knees together. Drop them to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Keep both shoulders on the mat. Tell me when. If you're struggling to breathe, maybe you dropped your knees too far to the right. If you're not, cool thing. Your next inhale, come back, lift those knees to neutral, unwind, set up for corpse pose, Shavasana. Legs are wider than hips, tops of your feet splay outwards, palms come down beside your hips and they splay up to the sky. If you're feeling a little vulnerable, you might need to place palms shining down. You'll be here for a moment. We will bring you out. If you need to take a different position, please feel welcome to. Maybe you come to a crocodile pose, coming to your belly. Palms are under your forehead or chin. Maybe you come to a seed position, coming to your favorite side, staying here. Eyes closed or come to a soft gaze. Before your mind melts away, bring back the attention to the heat we built. Controlled heat is power to fulfill our goals. Controlled heat building a fire supports us so that we can find santosha around the things we cannot control. Bring gentle movement back into your toes, your fingers. Roll your ankles, roll your wrists. Bend your knees and come to your favorite side. Stay here for a moment, feel the ground beneath you. When you're ready, use your arm to lift yourself up to a seated position. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming for a moment to be present. I'm gonna hand it off to Melissa. It's gonna take me a moment to get online so she can now speak.
Great. Can you hear me yet?
Hi, Melissa.
All right, great. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to your pranayama section. Now is the time for pranayama, the time for our breath. We've built up tapas. We've instituted contentment, finding contentment within the heat that we build. We'll continue with tapas by starting with Kapalabhati, skull shining breath. This will help vitalize the chakras, oxygenate the blood, stimulate CSF. Contraindications would be hypertension or high blood pressure, cardiac disease, lower airway disease. If those are present, you may continue Ujjayi breath or institute Ujjayi breath, where you inhale and exhale through the nose, lips are sealed, slight constriction at the back of your throat. How to do Kapalabhati. It will be a 1:4 ratio, about a 60 beats per minute. We'll do 2 rounds of 15, 1 round of 30. Your chest will be lifted, your head held high. Your position can be anyone that's comfortable for you. You may want to place a blanket or a block under your hips to elevate them. Spine is tall. Your hands can remain on the top of your knees, palms facing up, or palm to receive energy, or palms facing down to conserve energy. You may take Jnana Mudra, where the index and the thumb touch, or you may take Dhyana Mudra, where one palm is on top of the other and thumbs touch. With Kapalabhati, again, it's the one passive inhale to passive inhale to an active exhale. With each active exhale, you will strike the belly in towards your navel, activating your solar plexus. I will use clapping as a metronome to count. Once we finish the count of 15, we will engage Jalandhara Bandha, tucking your chin, Muladhara Bandha, and hold to your comfort. When we release, you will lift your chin and inhale, and we'll take a cleansing breath between that. Let's take 2 breaths together to prepare, establish our breath. Hands in the mudra of your choice, should you choose that, seated, comfortable position. Inhaling fully, expanding through your belly, your ribs, your chest, and exhaling completely, emptying your lungs. One more full inhale. One complete exhale. Half inhale to prepare and begin. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Engage Jalabandha, tuck your chin, engage Mula Bandha. Hold. Chest remains lifted. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your chin, release your breath. Great job. Nice deep inhale, full exhale to reset, reconnect with the breath. We'll do this one more time at 15 before we'll increase to a count of 30. Inhale halfway to prepare. Exhale, begin. Three, 2, 1. Inhale, Jalandhara Bandha, Mula Bandha, tucking your chin, Shambhavi Mudra, gazing towards your third eye. Hold. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your head, release your breath. Nice inhale. We'll increase this last round to 30, building up heat, burning off our kapha. Taking a cleansing breath first to reset our bodies. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely. Inhale halfway. Begin. Halfway. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, engage your bandhas, tuck your chin. Bring your sankalpa to mind. Remember your why. Halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Lift your chin, inhale, release. Our next pranayama technique will be a cooling breath. There will actually be 2 cooling breaths. will be, we will have Shikari and Shitali. We'll start with Shikari first, followed by Shitari. Both of these, again, are cooling breaths, which are great for reducing pitta. We'll come again to a nice comfortable seat, hands in the mudra of your choice, palms facing up or down. Bring the tips of your teeth together, cheeks are wide, lips are open. This will be a 1-to-1 inhale, exhale ratio. Inhale, create a hissing noise as you bring the breath in. The top of your tongue is pressed on the roof of your mouth. Exhale, Jiva Bandha, tuck your tongue to the back of your throat, tuck your chin, Shambhavi Mudra, gaze towards your third eye. We'll do 3 rounds of Shikari, then we'll move on to Shitali. Inhale. Exhale, Jiva Bandha, Shambhavi Mudra, tuck your chin. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gaze at your third eye. Inhale. Exhale. Our second cooling breath will be Shitali, also referred to as taco tongue. If your anatomy does not allow you to bring your tongue to fold up like a little taco shell, you're welcome to continue in Shikari, Joker smile breath. With taco tongue, your edges of your tongue will fold up and you will inhale as the breath passes over the top of the tongue through the soft palate, cooling it. You will still maintain your teeth touching each other. It will still be a 1-to-1 ratio. On the exhale, Jiva Bandha, tucking your tongue, moving it to the back of your throat, gazing towards your third eye, Shambhavi Mudra. We'll do 3 rounds. Inhale. Exhale, Jiva Bandha. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Fantastic job. Our last pranayama technique will be to bring this all together, will be the final rinse. The mind goes how the breath flows. We've built up tapas, we've cooled things off. Now we're going to work on our subtle body even more with the Ida and the Pingala with alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shuddhi. Our left hand can be used as a counter using thumb to index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky for 1, 2, 3, 4 to count your breaths as you inhale and exhale. Your right hand will engage into Vishnu Mudra, where your thumb and pinky finger will be extended out. You will use your thumb and ring finger to close and open your nostrils. Your index and your middle finger can either remain bent in or pressed to your third eye, pending your preference. Maintain a nice tall seat, readjust if you need. Bring your right thumb to your right nostril. We'll start with our left. Occlude your nostril with your left thumb, pressing in, or bring your thumb to the bottom of your nostril, closing it off. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring finger closes the left nostril. Thumb releases the right. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Reversing that, inhaling right. Releasing the left, exhaling completely. Inhaling left. Occluding, releasing right, exhaling. And continuing at your own pace, inhaling and exhaling, alternating your nostrils. You are welcome to stay here. I will add on a layer should you like to do that. With each inhale on the left, to stimulate the Ida, you can chant Vam, 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 Vam. Exhale right, Vam, 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 Vam. Inhale on the right side for the Pingala, Ram, 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 Ram. Exhale left, Ram, 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 Ram. And continuing at your own pace. We'll be here for a few more minutes. A third layer to add on, if you choose to, would be as you inhale through the left, envision the moon, your Ida. When you inhale through your right, envision the sun, your solar plexus. The yin and the yang, balancing our bodies out as we need to in all things. If you notice one nostril may breathe more freely than the other one, that is very, very normal. This pranayama technique is excellent for mental clarity. Go through 2 more rounds on your own. And when you're complete, allow your hands to rest on your knees and allow your breath to come back to a calm and comfortable belly breathing. Our last section of the morning will be meditation, our chakra kundalini meditation. If you feel you need to switch up your posture, you're welcome to. From Padmasana, half lotus, thunderbolt, changing a block to a blanket, adding an extra block. Great job, Andrea. Whatever you feel to reset, establish blood flow. Revisit your mudra that you would like. Coming back to that tall seat. Lifting your chest. Your eyes I encourage you to close your eyes, but they may remain at a soft gaze depending on your comfort level. Start to notice your breath. We'll engage a 3-part breath. Inhale, filling your belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Start to visualize a red line extending from the base of your spine, your root chakra, extending all the way up through the crown of your head. Your breath will be like an elevator rising up through the red line and coming down to the red line from base to crown. You may stay here with the red line. I'll add layers, which you're welcome to add on, should you choose. With each inhale and exhale, visualize the chakra centers as a white beacon of light. From root to sacral, to solar plexus, to heart, to throat, third eye, and crown. And reversing that. The white light may also transition to a lotus, a white lotus that illuminates, much like the floors of an elevator as you inhale going up, bringing prana up, and breathing down. Engage your Mula Bandha, your Jalandhara Bandha to keep the prana engaged. You may stay here. Adding on an additional layer, should you choose, we'll be adding bija sounds with our inhales and exhales as we move through the chakras energy centers. Inhaling Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Exhaling Om, Ham, Yam, Ram, Vam, Lam, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om, Om, Ham, Yam, Ram, Vam, Lam. Continuing at your own pace for the next minute. Allow your breath to release after your next exhale. And come down to your mats for Shavasana, for our final pose, corpse pose. You may lay on your back. You may also lay on your belly if that provides more comfort to you. You can place a blanket under your knees, as well as a blanket under your head or your neck. Notice the contact of your body with your mat, with the earth. Notice what it feels like. Notice any differences from when we started our sadhana this morning. Now is time for rest. The hard work is done. Bring to mind your sankalpa. Find contentment. Now it's time to absorb the fruits of your practice. There should be no strain or discomfort. When your world moves too fast and you lose yourself in the chaos, introduce yourself to each color of the sunset. Reacquaint yourself with the earth beneath your feet. Thank the air that surrounds you. With every breath you take, find yourself in the appreciation of life. Start to bring gentle movements to your fingers and toes. Bring awareness to your body. Thank your body for everything that it's done for you this morning. When you're ready, you're welcome to turn onto one side, your favorite side, or your least favorite side, using your bottom arm as a pillow for your head, curled up in a little seed position or child's pose position, like a little seed pod getting ready to grow from the fruits from the work of our practice this morning. Take one full inhale and exhale for gratitude. Your next inhale, use your top arm or both hands to press up to a seated position, taking your time, moving slowly to an upright position. Your eyes may remain closed or you may have a soft gaze. Replace a block or a blanket under your hips should you choose to do so. Bring your hands to heart center. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the love, the truth, the beauty, and peace within each of you because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Here's, I can also be with Melissa over here. Nice job stepping in. Yes, seriously, yes.
the tying it back in, because the thing is we're working together as a team when we're doing this sadhana, right? So it's a great job to step in and then pick it up, because hopefully, you already had an idea as to what you were doing with Adam. So, good job letting that go and going with Andrea. Andrea, fantastic job. You kept it a little shorter, so you made up the time, because it's 20 minutes for our, intro.
Yeah.
So, nice job. Loved the idea of Santosha. I think that's been the theme this week. You're on that like secret email that's out there, that vibe we're all putting out. Exactly, because I've been hearing a lot about Santosha this week. So nice job. Loved the story, because that really just frames it really nicely, in the sense of like, even in this moment where there's death is just around the corner, but there's nothing you can do. So waiting and having to find the peace, the faith, and then having that support system. So I love that you brought those elements in. Very nice. Loved your Gayatri, your rhythm for it. You have a beautiful voice. Yeah.
I have to have Santosha because I really wanted to bring my ukulele.
I understand, and it would have been nice, but it might have been a challenge for those online, because of the computer.
Mhm.
Okay. So once again, I'm just seeing, okay, Ryan left. So nice job, fantastic. I love that you said you were gonna sing it once for us, and then we were gonna go through 6 rounds, so that was very nice in guiding us. The only thing is I don't recall you ever having us touch into our Sankalpa.
Didn't, and when I heard Hannah do it, I was like, oh, thank you, Hannah.
So that is a nice thing to really include, because the Sankalpa is really what sets the sadhana along with the theme. So really keeping that in mind. Naoli, loved it. The only thing is you had said pushing your organs at one point when we were pumping, and pushing now requires us to be active versus we're relaxing the belly and then pulling it in. So it's the opposite action that's happening, where it's that really quick. So it's a real pull, but push means we're pushing it. Oh, okay. So just that awareness, but fantastic job, Amy.
Yeah, I thought really nice job to all of you, or I guess, and then we'll do Melissa after.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she's
Um,
looking at you. The computer's looking at you for those who are watching this later.
Okay. Okay, so I'll look at you and then I'll look at these folks.
You can still look at Andrea.
Andrea, really nice job. I also thought the story was terrific, and I thought that the nice thing about that story is you could shorten it if you needed to and still really hearken to key themes, but you had the time to tell the story and establish kind of your relationship and everything. But the great thing about it is it's so impactful, you could shorten it if you had less time.
Mhm.
So, but really nice. And the thing that I thought was so special too was how then you told the story, you made it clear, you gave us what it was, but then also the community and the light of your soul and who you are, like all of that, and then really setting that up for mantra. Like, I don't know that I've ever heard someone tie a theme into the Gayatri mantra. Like that was just so, as if this mantra was created to reinforce your theme, almost, or vice versa. But that was a really nice coupling, I guess. Yeah, really nice.
Thank you.
Really, really nice. And then yes, I thought Natalie instruction was terrific. I didn't catch that. Your comfort in describing the different things was also really helpful, because sometimes there's some discomfort in talking about the things and we're just comfortable with it and here's what we're gonna do. And you offered, if anyone wanted us to look like those little subtleties, but that was great.
Nice job. Okay, Hannah. Nice job. You got us into heroes pose right away. The bear showed up right away. So we really had to work that element. You did a nice job with time management overall. We got by a minute. But you also pulled us out of Shavasana. So, because it's usually that when you're done, then it goes on to who's teaching pranayama. So, yeah. No worries, no worries. A minute over, so no worries. Melissa made up for it. But overall, you got all the things we needed to get in, all the hips and stuff like that for meditation. So that was great. Your side to side, though, is not held equally. And then also in the warrior dance, when we're doing Sun B, you had us moving super duper quick through the knee to elbow and other and then back. And then when we got to crescent lunge, you slowed down. So even that out as well when we were doing the breaths. Loved the balanced malasana. I'm gonna be using that this week. Okay, love that. Those and that's your filler words. And you did at one point say your, I don't know if I noticed it throughout. So you're comfortable with saying, you know, your elbows to the inside of the knees for malasana versus those elbows in between your knees, whatever it was that you said. It's those and that's that you're on. I'm nitpicking because you did a fantastic job. Music was good. Your volume was fantastic, and considering that, you know, this was a small space and the music was kind of loud, but you were over it. Okay. Wide-legged forward fold. You said bring the toes to the short edge of the mat, long edge, so the feet are parallel. So just thinking about that, because when you said short edge, I'm like, oh, we're coming into goddess. So that's what I was doing. So just being aware of that. And then fantastic touch with the adjustments, confidence, great job. I saw you give Tiffany a assist and floor bow, and I would say it was good. It was good. But you were stepping in between her knees. Bring your feet to the outside of her knees so that you can squeeze in. And so that way, if she needs to make an adjustment, you're not right in. Yeah. But it's great. And then, you know, you were a little hesitant about getting in for triangle, but you know, when I said go for it, just go for it. How do I do this? Yes, just do it, because it can be an exploration, because students will do things a little bit differently than.
I should have like said what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then I like came to you and I was like.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, I'd say nice, really nice job. I was so impressed because I also know that you just went through your 200 hour. So to know that and to have you teach this class, it was like super impressive all the way around. I would never, ever, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
Ever. I think you did a nice job moving around the room. Be sure that you distribute your adjustments. Yeah, that would just distribute evenly when you have a small group, but there were two of you, so it kind of, it's hard because you're like, oh, well, you've got that side of the room and I'll kind of, but just, you know, for future reference, but really nice job. I also liked how intentional you were with your sequencing, the preparatory postures, like even our neck, how much you talked about our neck and set us up for drishti and how we were, and then later on, you had us do the side plank and then the modified or, you know, the grounded half moon. But I could see how you had intentionally sequenced to set us up to be prepared to do that in hips, in engagement, in neck. So that was really special, and it was neat because it doesn't always have to be a giant posture that is your prep pose. It can be seated gazing over your neck.
Yes.
That begins the preparation. So that was, I can tell you did a lot with that. Just one thing, and I bet it was just like a slip, but restriction in the throat, constriction in the throat. constriction in the back of the throat versus restriction. I would say constriction, not restriction. I don't know if it really matters. Constriction, restriction.
Yeah, now I'm curious as the differences between, I'll have to think about
Okay,
it.
think about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so anyway, just something that I was like, I don't know, is it constriction or restriction? But, and then I thought you did a really nice job too, because I think that tapas was your, would have been your, but so cool, because I could tell, like, you were intentional about tapas, which is the whole reason we're doing Asana in this context. But you tied tapas and santosha together so seamlessly, it was like, that was your plan, and that was, like, that was just cool.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was
like,
the
all of
seasoned
you guys,
teacher
like,
stuff, yeah.
wow, this is great.
We're
Um,
impressed.
Yeah, so overall, really nice job. Your touch, I would say, with the times that you touched me, a little more pressure, a little more confidence.
Mhm.
And just know the why behind your touch. So is it that you're helping me ground? Is it that you're helping find extension? Is it that you're helping me twist? Whatever it is, know that such that you can confidently execute it. Even if you're like, I am just being here with you in this moment, like, okay, but have that be in your background. I think that'll give you more confidence.
Nice job. Mari. Oh, your hands are lovely. Lovely. They're warm and your touch is just,
Intentional.
it's intentional. It's just
Loving.
loving. Yeah, I mean, I can't even find words. Your hands were just so fantastic. So nice job with that. You had great pressure. You talked with the students. You asked about more or less. You did the warrior dance with me and your hands were on me the entire time. And I don't think I've ever had that before. And there was a level of comfort and just wonderfulness from crescent lunge to the twist to back to warrior two. Your hands were just always on me and they were guiding me. And it was lovely. I mean, I can't even think of an appropriate, it was just fantastic. I really liked that. In extended side angle, you had a hold of my forearm and you were guiding me up and it was a little more pressure because what happened is that the shoulder came up towards the ear. So just being aware of what your assists are doing, it was wonderful, nice thing, like in triangle, that could be really good, but in extended side angle, especially my arm, the shoulder is always a little close to my ear anyway, so just being aware of that. You could always bring the hand to the shoulder and more or less open the shoulder out to the side. So just being aware of that, but fantastic job. I saw you give Andrea a side plank and I saw your hands, maybe it was more on her waist than her ribs, but I would do the hips in the side plank when we were doing that, because then that can really help to lift and make her aware of her hips. Whereas the waist, I mean, we can keep doing it, but the hips don't always get involved. We're just arching the spine, which is fine in side plank, but the support really can come from the hips. So fantastic adjustments. I loved it.
Seriously, yeah, you really are very gifted with your hands, and so that's great. I mean, like, there's something that is communicated that often takes a lot of years to be able to communicate and or is never communicated, I think, when people adjust. So I appreciate it even just from the beginning. You had your hands on my hands. Don't hesitate to stay longer, because again, I think it was like grounding. So it's okay to stay with me for a little while. This is in downward facing dog when you first approach me. If it's grounding, then it's okay to stay and help me ground versus being there and then moving.
Yeah, I was like, oh, your hands are already flat, so I'll just move on to this.
No, but it was like, yeah, they're flat, and then you can stay and be like, and I'm gonna help you really arrive. The why, but you were so open to trying different things, because we were having that conversation. You're, how is this, or what about that? Try this, or sometimes you have a lot of up. Sometimes you have a lot of back and down. So think that'll be a thing for you when you're practicing. Just find out if up pressure feels good or if back pressure feels good. And I don't know if that's making sense.
It does, yeah, we feel child's pose if you're going down and back versus down and up.
Yeah, like, so just be mindful and just, is that up pressure okay, or does that feel too down or too back, or, because I can't even think exactly of what the postures were, but there were times when I felt like you lifted me up when it didn't need to be, but it
In
was
like the downward
trivial.
dog perhaps?
Or maybe it was a back, we can talk afterwards,
Okay.
but very, very good. I also really liked that I was sensitive to my own hip. And the way that you approached me, it was like you were too, like at one, you waited till I stopped adjusting myself a little, and then you came into my space, seemingly anyway, and that was really nice. And then even just in triangle where supporting me so that I felt safe, and you're like, okay, yeah, we stayed for a beat,
And that was awesome for you to guide me to put more pressure on your ribs, and that was, yeah.
because then it really helps with the extension. In triangle, sometimes that bottom arm can really help people find a whole different dynamic. And I asked you actually, instead of lifting up, that might have been it. Instead of lifting up, I think it was a similar adjustment. This was in triangle. I asked you just to have me push against you, because then I could, by default, I find engagement, and if I need to lift, I will, but if I don't, I won't. But overall, really nice. Like you gave me lots of adjustments, and they were just meaningful and delightful. So
Nice job. Melissa, good job. Pranayama, I think, is the most challenging because it's such a short period of time and so much information. You did fantastic. You told us what we were doing. You gave us the numbers we were going to be doing. For Kalabati. Did I say it right? Thank you. I thought I went back to my old way. But a nice job with that. With the first round, you set us up for the beat with 1-2. I'd go a little bit longer. So that we can really follow that. And it's challenging when you're not technically in the room with us. You can kind of see us, hopefully, and see our movements and things like that. But you didn't guide us through the second round or the third round for the timing aspect. You did say you weren't going to clap. So count it out, because Zoom will pick up your voice, and so you can be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could count that out for us for a little bit, and then just a little bit longer than 2. So, no more than 5 count to it. And then when we got to the end of it, so when we were doing 15, 15, and 30, you came in at the 3, I think. So it was 3, 2, 1. So that was nice. My breath fairly matched up with yours. So because it's not in the same space, it's really hard. So kudos for doing it from online, because that's challenging. The mudras, you gave the wrong names. This is Guyana mudra.
Okay.
And then can somebody tell me what this one is? Diana.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it was an unintentional quiz time for everybody else.
Pop quiz.
Yeah.
I think Diana maybe just so it's easy, but I think I do just to differentiate, because Guyana and Diana sound the same, but Guyana and Diana, even though Diana might I change it just a hair. But
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Though it kind of sounded like you mispronounced Guyana mudra when you were having us do this. And I don't remember exactly how you put it, but I could see your interpretation of the spelling for it. But then when you went to this saying Guyana, it's like, okay, you got the wrong names.
Sure.
So being aware of that. The cooling breaths, nice job. I don't think I've ever done it where we've switched it, where it was Sakari first and then Shitali. Or
I like it that way, because then you already have set up the flat tongue.
Yes.
We do it that way usually. Yeah, you usually
Okay.
do that. But I've seen it done opposite too.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that in the listing we have Shitali being taco tongue. that we start off with that first. Does that seem about right with you?
We do, it is, but I've seen it, like how I did it, I've seen it taught before like that.
Okay.
And like for those who cannot have the anatomy, I figured it made more sense to just continue versus having to stop in. Yep. So that was my rationale for that.
And that came through in that rationale. I could see that from this end, that was the intention. I liked it. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying I liked it. The only thing is with the cooling breath, and you did a great job guiding us through what we were all supposed to be doing with the inhale, what our tongue was doing, gaze, the exhale. You just said exhale. So people are going to,
Yeah.
it's a cooling breath. So we need to exhale through the nose because what we're doing is we're cooling here. So if we're exhaling here, we're not finding that cooling.
Shoot, I had that and I completely forgot to mention that. Thank you for that reminder.
Yep, very good. Nari, Shuri, you did a great job. I mean, pranayama is hard because you have 15 minutes to get so much in. And if I had read it right, we only had 4 minutes for Nauri. So you did a nice job with leading us through that. You had the VOMs, the ROMs, you had it nicely placed. I would mention that we always start and finish on the left side. And then maybe take the right thumb, as in saying the right thumb out, because when we went to close the other side, you said use your left thumb.
Okay.
So just, use the thumb.
Okay.
You have to do the right. Yeah, don't say right or left, just
Okay.
use your thumb to block it off. And then eventually you did say the ring finger. So just being aware of that. Nice job. You placed the sun, but you didn't place the moon for when we're bringing that in. So that was my feedback for that. We've got 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, I thought you did a wonderful job. I would love a little more explanation of what Jalandhara Fonda is, even though we theoretically had a little Jalandhara in Nauli. Anyway, when you introduce Jalandhara, I think just a little more explanation would be helpful.
Sure, absolutely.
And then I can't remember, I think it was after the cooling breath, you said to drop the chin on the exhale, and we don't need to drop the chin on the exhale. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't remember at which segment of the cooling breath, but just to be sure that we don't drop the chin, that's just with Kapalabhati.
Sure.
When after the breath return, yeah, so I had the same thing, the left end on the left, begin and end on the left with alternate nostril breath. So, but overall, you covered a lot of content really, really nicely.
Okay.
Yes. How long is meditation, Melissa?
I knew I need to be done by 8:30, so I had I was way too short then. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, so you end at 40. So
Okay,
it's 15 minutes for meditation, and Shavasana you did 10.
Okay.
So meditation was very short.
Okay.
I understand why, because I mean, you went a tiny bit over, you started to pull us out at 8:30. So I understood that that's what you were going for, but meditation is 20 minutes. So when you're teaching it, just being aware so that we have longer, and that would have opened space in your meditation instruction.
Okay, yep.
You did a fantastic job considering you thought meditation was 5 minutes.
It was like, instead of like speed dating, it was like speed meditation, I thought I'd try that, Funsies.
I like the speed dating. So my comment then about meditation being other than short, place the bija sounds.
Okay.
You went through them, but LAM's the first, and place that for us. But that meant you had to take longer, which would have made the 5 minutes crunched even more. And then namaste is a greeting. We don't say it as an exit thing. So.
Okay, I've seen it both ways, but I'm glad to have the clarification.
We used to say it as an ending for our classes, but we've been corrected on that, that
Okay.
it's really just a greeting.
Yeah. You could
Well,
do
I
it.
appreciate the correction.
At the beginning of your class, yeah, like when you walk in, kind of thing, so, okay.
Got
2 minutes, Amy.
Yeah, no, overall, I hearken the same. Really nice job, very clear, very concise. I thought, wow, that was fast, but it was because it was fast. But it also was so nicely done that I had a moment where it was like, was it super fast or was it just that it was really nicely done? And I sunk into that headspace where time flies. So that was, that
Oh,
is,
thank you for that.
it was kind of, and then I looked at my watch, I was like, no, okay, I think it was fast. No, overall, very, very nice job and bringing us out of Shavasana. I really liked how you spoke to like the seed at the beginning, that, that, you know, embryo pose or on your side. Now I can't think exactly, but, fetal position, but
Yeah.
the way that you described it was really neat for lack of time and more words, but that was a lovely way to bring us out and give us a little more as we came back up into the world. So really nice job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, very, very good job with speed meditation.
Yeah, yeah, now we know it can be done. It can be done.
Yes, yes.
A world record.
Fantastic job, everybody. And you know that you're all giving feedback online.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
so
I just gotta tell you guys, it feels so good in here. I love everyone so much.
the energy was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you all.
I didn't get a practice asana, obviously, and I don't know if it's right either, but I still hit a state I needed to in meditation. I went into this day like I'm not gonna be able to hit it because I'm not doing asana. So that was credit to everybody.
That's what I thought too. Giving adjustments felt like I was doing asana. I was like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's exhausting. Fantastic job, everybody. Okay, so 9:30 coming back for Shanti.
Hey, Samantha, do you know what time we'll be doing lunch? I'm gonna be, I'll have to miss the morning. I'll just text Laura, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not for sure.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine. Thank you for the feedback. Have a wonderful day.
You too, it's good seeing you.
You too, take care, bye.
Okay,
I've never been a devil work or something.
I've never been a
I don't know.
I've never done the
Yeah, well, and we have Mari and Lori in town, so I wasn't thinking anybody